All right, so if you cannot hear me loud and clear, please, on the chat box, just write 111 if you cannot hear me loud and clear. 111. Let me see 111 on the chat box to confirm if you can hear me loud and clear, please. All right, thank you, BC. All right, Diamond, thank you so much. All right, okay. Thank you so much. All right. So good evening and good morning and good afternoon from wherever you're joining us from. You're all welcome for this tonight's session. And we've done a session like this, I think that was last week, which is the power of margin call. So this is going to be our episode 2. So if you've not seen the episode 1 for the power of margin calls, please, you can go and check that on our YouTube channel after this session tonight, okay? It's already been uploaded on our channel, okay? So I believe everybody here tonight is not a newbie, because Wednesday is mostly for our technical training. But if you are a newbie, then you have no worries. Just listen carefully, and you can jot down your questions because, like I said, tonight is for technical training. So if you have not been following up, you have no worries. Just go to our YouTube channel. We have a lot of recordings there. You can get started with, and then you can catch along with whatever we're doing tonight. Okay. Coach Salisu, can you hear me, please? Are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, okay. So my name is Muhammad Adaba, and I'm a V3, while my second presenter is Coach Salisu, which is a V2, and we'll be here to throw more light on the power of margin call. So please get your writing materials so that I can jot down some things, and then we'll take in questions after the presentation. All right, so Coach Salisu, are you ready? All right, Coach Salisu, before you get started, please, I need to tell them something. So please, if you are here and you're still facing floating loss, you have no worries, please. Don't feel bad if you're on a group and you see other people making money while you're not. So you see, one thing about trading is you need to be patient. You understand? So sometimes the trade you are in may be slow, or you may fall in floating loss, but have that at the back of your mind that floating loss is not an actual loss. It is just a floating loss because it has not sold yet. So it is only when you sell at loss, that is when you have a real loss. So just be patient. Everything will sell, okay? That is why we advise people to try and get more capital so that you can be able to trade more coins. Because if you imagine you're trading more coins, and you cannot say all the coins can be in floating loss. And if you're trading with 5 margin calls, like we always recommend on RQTMI, or 7 margin calls at most, you can still also make money when the market is on a downtrend. So please, if you can raise some capital, you can add up to your trading. It is not compulsory, but if you can, it is for your own good because you can make more money here. Remember, this is all about capital. The more capital you use, the more profit you make. Okay, so just be patient if you are not seeing profit. But one thing I can guarantee you is that whenever the market is on an uptrend, or whenever you are out of floating loss, you recover from all those days your robot has not been trading. That's what I can guarantee you. Okay, you can see today's signal that was dropped. You saw the profits. That was 7%. So you can see, so there are a lot of money to be made here, but all you need is, the number one thing is learning first. That period where your robot is not trading for you or is not making profit for you, use that time to be learning from our channel, because we have a lot of videos there that you can learn from. Because I keep saying you have to learn before you earn here. This is not a Ponzi scheme. It is a skill set that when you learn this skill, even they lock you in a forest and give you a computer, you can start making money for yourself. So learn these skills. It is very, very important. Learn these skills, and then the money will come. And in that same period whereby your robot is not trading for you, or you're not in profit, you're still waiting for floating loss, you can bring in your friends, tell them about this opportunity. Those are your friends you know who have money that they can invest. You can see what is happening in Venezuela right now. Bank currency are just floating all over the floor. It is useless, it is valueless. That is the same thing that is going to happen. You can see what is happening within China and Saudi Arabia now. They won't start using yuan because USD will start losing value or will start losing strength. So you see what I'm saying? People are saving money in the bank. They feel that they have money in the bank. They have money, which they don't know that money they have in the bank is losing value day by day. If you know you have people who are interested or who are not even interested, but you can make them understand and they can be interested about this great opportunity. You see, RoyalQ is the best business I've ever come across. When they first introduced me to RoyalQ, I was skeptical at first, but after I did my own research, because I actually know about making money online, I know about trading, but I never had that skill. So when I found out that with RoyalQ, I'm going to also learn these skills for free. These are skills people pay thousands of dollars to learn, but you're coming here to get this free of charge. So that is a plus one for you. You have nothing to lose here. You understand? So please, guys, let's be serious and focus on learning the skill set. So thank you very much, everyone. Coach Salisu, are you ready, please?
Yes, I am. I think
Okay,
Dr.
I can
Money
see Dr. Yes, okay, yes. Let me, she just joined. Yeah, let me make her a co-host. You're welcome, Doctor. You're welcome, Doctor. Please, ladies and gentlemen, the first and only female V6 just joined us, which is Dr. Money. I believe you all know her here. So please, she just join us now, and I'll be making her a co-host now so that you can hear from our mother of the house, please. Doctor, please, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening.
You're welcome, our doctor, one and only V6 in Africa. You're welcome, man. All right, Mama, please, you can speak up. I've made you a co-host. You can speak up, please.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Sorry, I joined late. The thing is that I have a lot of stuff I'm handling today, tomorrow, but I just told myself that I wouldn't want to miss this meeting, even if I will stay briefly. I'm traveling first thing tomorrow morning, as early as 5 a.m., and I'm driving for like 4 hours. So I need to sleep so I can do that, But I just wanted to come and then, be with us. I want you guys to, I want to appreciate Coach Salisu, Coach Mohammed for this team, for the energy, positive vibe, to all the other leaders, in the house. I appreciate you. And then to everyone here, the truth is that many are called, but few are choosing. You have decided to learn this thing. You have decided to take the success of your life to the next step. Yes, we do a lot of businesses, we do a lot of stuff, but honestly, there is nothing as good as being in control of your money and knowing this knowledge. This is a knowledge that nobody can take from you. Remember, we said at the beginning of the challenge that it is not just to be picking signals. You should be able to understand what our coaches are doing, and that is the essence of this meeting. Please don't just be here. Always have your notebook. Take down notes. Practice this in practice make perfect. I didn't know anything about this until I decided to learn, and I am still learning till tomorrow. Please do it, and you'll be glad that you did. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Don't worry. Don't even bother about the floating loss you are seeing. Don't even bother about the deep. Don't even panic. Don't bother. There's something about this crypto space. Before I stop, let me just say something. There's something about this crypto space. You may even be in floating loss for a very long time, but when the pump will come, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, you can make all what you're supposed to even make for months. That's the beauty of this crypto space. For example, now, if you see that 2017, 2018, Bitcoin went down from 21,000 to 3,000, and it stayed down for over a year. But it went down from that 3,000 to 10 to 15 to 20 and then to 67 in just like 2-3 months. It's crazy. So that is the way it moves. So don't worry, you are in for a good time. In short, you will be shocked with what is happening. So congratulations, everyone. Congratulations. Bye. I will not stay too long. I got
All right, thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you so much. Coach Salisu, are you ready, please? So if you're just joining us, that was an opening message from our doctor, which is the first and female V6 in Africa. So that she gave us some golden words and encouragement. So please do not give up. This is a lifetime opportunity, and crypto is not going anywhere. In fact, we are just getting warmed up. Coach Salisu is getting us ready for the bull season. So just see that there are lots of money to be made here. Just focus on the skill set, and you'll see what Doctor just said. All right, Coach Salisu, please, you can kickstart. You can proceed, please. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Abdurrahim Salisu, V2 Royal Equity Motion International. In this lesson, we are going to talk about three types of people, three types of capital, sorry. The first one is some don't have capital. Your capital is $100, below $100, $150, below $200, $150, $180, or $100, even $70. How do you set the robot? Okay, your capital is 200, between 200 and 750 or 780, or between 200 and 800. How do you set your capital? And what's the number of margin calls? Okay, your capital is 800 and above. How do you set your capital? You have big capital. How do you want to trade so that you keep seeing reasonable results? I would say this without an iota of skepticism that anybody that is using RQTMI signal is not in a floating loss of, is not in a mess. You are not in a mess. When I say you're not in a mess, you're not in a floating loss of minus 50, minus 60. All the signals of today, we follow up all our signals. As of today, as I'm talking to you, our signal is less than 30%. There is no any signal that is beyond that 30%. If the signal is beyond 30%, please, you can just drop the chart, complain. Drop your complaint here. Drop it on the chat box. If your signal of RQTMI is beyond 30%, we say our signal, our floating loss is between 5 to 25%, but because of the situation of the market, it has put very few coins to go beyond that 25%. Of course, you know that's an exceptional case. Sometimes just like exceptional case in life. In all the rules, there's one that is breaking it. Very few signals are beyond that 30%. If your signal is beyond that 30%, drop it on the chat box. Say yes, drop one, or say yes on the chat box. Okay, I can see, I'm not seeing anyone. Okay, so everybody's good to go. Now, if your capital is below $200, there are different ways of, it's not as if we don't know how we can trade. There are different styles of trading. We know that. I and Coach Mo know how we can trade different ways and how we can set the robot in a different way. But we're not sort of coming up with showing you guys in a way that you can still make money with your small capital, even with margin calls. Now, if you have two, I'll start with those that have below 200. Below 200, how are you going to use margin calls? That's why the topic is titled Power of Margin Calls. At the end, if you stay on this meeting, at the end, what you have never seen, you will see it today. You can't see it anywhere. What I'm going to show, the last part of this class. So it's very important. If you can get a cup of coffee, just stay to the end. Even if you cannot stay to the end, make sure you watch this video. It's very, very important. The last information I'm going to share is very, very important for you to listen to understand. Now, if you have a capital below $200, how are you going to trade with margin calls? Now, like we say, the first buy-in amount is 25% of your capital. I can decide, I have $100. I can decide to use $25, which is 25% of $100 as first buy-in amount. So I'll just go to my Royal Q, or maybe you, not you, a client has $100 and he wants to trade. He wants to make money uptrend and downtrend. When I say making money uptrend, the market did not go against you. You can make your money.
Sorry, Coach Salisu, sorry for cutting you off. Are you sharing your screen?
No, I'm not yet sharing my screen. Let me share now.
Okay.
I'm sure you guys can see my screen now.
Yes, we can.
You will see my floating loss. You can see it. You see it. So none of them is even beyond 25%. And even though some of these coins, I'm still making money on the fifth margin call. Now let's go. You have a client that wants to trade and he has $100 and he wants to make money uptrend and downtrend. How do you do that? You can still set the robot in a way that you can still be making money uptrend and downtrend. This is for those that don't have capital. You know, for you to say you have capital in RoyalQ, you have $100,000. If you have $100,000, that is when you have capital. For me, that's my own personal opinion. Coach Mo, I don't know for you, but for me, if I have $100,000, that's when I have capital. So, Coach Mo, what about you?
Yeah. The truth is, what I noticed is that some people might have that money, but they are scared because, and why they are scared, maybe they've not actually learned the skill. But if they learn the skill just the way we are trying to teach them, they will go and look for that money and bring that money into RoyalQ. Because see, the more money you use for your capital here, in fact, what the profit you see is going to be mind-blowing. That is why we say if you have good capital, inject capital, and the result you will see, I'm telling you, it will be mind-blowing. So please, capital is very important here. Although we are not neglecting the fact that for those who don't have big capital, you can start, because the more you keep trading, the more you keep learning, and then you master it, so you can be confident to bring in any amount into the system. So getting that confidence is the number one criteria that we always advise people to. So get that confidence first. By learning the skills is when you get the confidence. Okay, so capital is mandatory here, please. So proceed, Salisu. You're right. You're right.
Okay. You didn't answer my question. Now, I say, what about you? What is your capital? Is it when you have $1 million? I told you say,
in fact, I'm looking for capital like $500,000 to $1 million, because I know what this power of RoyalQ can do for me. I know how much I can milk every day if I can get that kind of capital injected on this RoyalQ app to do the rest magic for me. So capital for me from $100,000 and above that's what they call capital. If you really want to enjoy this robot very, very well.
Okay, so you have less than $200, right? Let's say 199, 150, 180, 100, 120. All these are below $200. Now, how do you set the robot in a way that you're making money uptrend if the market did not go against you, downtrend if the market goes against you? How? Now, this is what we want to show you. And that's why this lecture is titled The Power of Margin Calls. You go to your My Strategy setting. See it? When you go there, if you're a newbie, you tap on Mine, this mine here. It takes you to this page that you're seeing now. Then you tap on My Strategy setting. My Strategy setting. When you tap on it, what does it give you? It gives you this. If you have never saved any setting, you will see Add It Now in blue color. Add it now in blue color. But if you have saved a setting, this is what you see. What do? You just go and tap on the plus sign to add a setting to show you this page. When I say plus sign, I'm talking about this. Somebody will say, where did you see that plus? I'm talking about this one here. This plus sign here. You tap on it. When you tap on it, it takes you to this page. You're steady. Change it to radical. Now, I say $100 for instance. $25. Your first buying amount is $25. If you are using less than $200, 25% of your capital is what? Your first buying amount. I can start to say $25. Even if I'm using less than, let's put $25 as first buy. So long as it's less than $200, put $25 as first buy. Now, margin call limit. Margin call limit. How do I compute the margin call? How do I compute the margin call limit? How? If I remove $25 from $100, I'm left with $75. So instead of just going to put margin call, I'll just go to margin configuration. I have 7 margin call. Now, how do I do this? I have $75 that is left. I'll put 11 because I'm using 11 in the why am I using 11? I can use 10, sorry, 10. Because if you want to buy on Binance, the minimum is $10, right? I don't know whether they adjust it, but the minimum is $10. Now, I put 10 out of the 75.
Okay.
Next, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. We lost your audio before, but I can hear you now.
Okay, so you have $13, you have $14, you have $15. Now you have $16. Now, if you do it like this, each of them, the present is greater than the previous, 11 is greater than 10, 12 is greater than 11, like that, up to the end. So when you want to know the $75 that is left that you're spreading across these margin calls, then you go to your calculator. Remember, it's 75 that is left. 12 plus 13 plus 14 plus 15. You can see if I stop at 50 margin call, 5 margin calls, my $75 has been exhausted. If I stop at 5 margin calls, the remaining $75 has been exhausted. So I can just go there, change my margin call limit to 5 because I'm having $75 that I will spread. I can't spread it more than 5 margin calls. So I'll just come back to this place and type 10 plus 11 plus 12 plus 13 plus 14. So you have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So you have 5 margin calls for that $100. It means if my robot buys the 5th margin call, I can still be making 1.3% of 14. Small money is coming from there instead of those while I'm still waiting for it to sell. You get my point? That's what you're saying. But if you decide to say you want to use 3 margin calls, if the market goes against you, you can't make money downtrend. At least if you go to your calculator, 1.3%, you have 100 times 14. It gives me 0.1. If it gives this 10 times, that's 1.82 that is coming from that 5 margin calls. If you do it like 5 times, that's 0.9. At least something is coming on that 5th margin call while I'm waiting for my coin to sell. So it is very essential to make money uptrend and downtrend in this market. If you're only making uptrend, there is no downtrend. That means you wait for a longer time. You wait, but you and I know that if you are using the T-Motion RQTMI strategy, most of the coin sells, and even if it goes downtrend, even if it goes against you, you still be making money downtrend. And even if you're making money downtrend, you are not in a mess of floating loss. Nobody can tell me that it's a mess of floating loss. When I say mess, minus 40, minus 50, minus 60, 70. One of those days where you see something like that. Now, this is how you set your $100 capital. You see it? You're not going to put 10 here. You know our first buying amount is 25. So you are going to put 10 divided by 25. After you have done this, 10 divided by 25, 10 divided by 25. You have what? 0.4. So you now come back here and type 0.4. That's 0.4. Then you go back, 11 divided by 25. Divided by 25, you have what? 0.44. If you are using iPhone, you only have 1 decimal place, so you can just round it up to 1 decimal place. 12 divided by 25, you have what? 0.48. 0.48. 13 divided by 25, you have what? I'll take it very slow. 13 divided by 25, you have what? 0.52. 0.52. Then 14 divided by 25, you have what? 14 divided by 25, you have what? 0.56. 0.56. But if you want to know whether you are correct, when you add all these numbers together, 0.40, 0.40 plus 0.44 plus 0.45, 0.45 plus 0.52, 0.52 plus 0.56. You can see it gives me 2.37 plus 1, add 1 as a constant to each, times first by 25. Oh, it's supposed to give me, something is wrong. It's supposed to give me 100. Let's try again. We have 10. It's supposed to give me, maybe I didn't add it correctly. It's supposed to give me 100, 0.4, 0.4, let's go back, 0.4, 10 divided by 25, you have 0.4, okay, 11 divided by 25, you have 0.44, 12 divided by 25, you have 0.48. Okay, you can see here is what with 0.48. Now let's try it again. Now you have 0.4 plus 0.40 plus 0.44 plus 0.48 plus 0.52 plus 0.56. I think so. Then plus 1, which is a constant we usually add, you have 3.4. Then times 25. It's still not, no, something is wrong. Let's see. Okay, 11, 10 plus 11 plus 12 plus 13 plus 14 plus 15. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 margin calls, not 5, sorry. So it's 6 margin calls here, 6 margin calls. So we have 6 margin calls. So we would have 10, remaining 75, 11 plus 12 plus 13 plus 14 plus 15. So you see, you have 6 margin calls. So if you have 6 margin calls, it means you have a chance of making money in 6 margin call. In these places, in this area, 1.3% if the market goes against you. So you can see uptrend, you make money, downtrend, you can also make money. Now, you are not going to type this $10 there. You're going to type 10 divided by 25, 10 divided by 25, 0.4. That's what you type. You remove your 10, 0.4. You go to 11, 11 divided by 25, you have 0.44. You see it's 0.44, 0.44. Then 12 divided by 25, that's what you do, 12 divided by 25. This is just for the 12 divided by 25, you have 0.48, 0.48. Then you have 0.52. Then you have 0.56. Then the last one is 15. 15 divided by 25, you have 0.60, 0.60. So you see, if you're using an iPhone, it's only 1 decimal place. You can round it off and do the computation. So if you want to know whether you are correct, you just go to your calculator, add everything together, 0.40 plus 0.44 plus 0.48 plus 0.52 plus 0.56 plus 0.60. Sorry, I made a mistake. 0.40 plus 0.44 plus 0.48 plus 0.52 plus 0.56 plus 0.60. You see, you have 3. Then you add 1. With the constant, you always add 1 to it plus 1. You have 4 times 25. That's why you can see 100. So this is how you spread your capital. Why? Because you want to make more money on downtrend. So you have 2 chances of making money, 2 areas of making money. The 5th call and the 6th call. If you have your small $100 capital, you can use your 6 margin call. So the same idea is what you apply if the capital is even more than 100, maybe 120 or 130. You just spread 1, 11, 12, 7 margin call. If you have more than 100, you can go for 7 margin call so that you're making more money, 5, 6, 7 margin. Say for instance, you have $120 now. So you can see it will continue. To continue, I'll just make here a 7 margin call. I'll just come to this margin configuration. I put 11, I put 12, I put 13 like that. I put 14, 15, 16, 17. You see, I have my, now by the time you just go to your calculator, if you say you are 120, you have taken 25 away, 25% of 120. What does it give me? You have times 120, you have $30. So if you're taking $30 away, what's left? You have 90. So now it's okay. You want to spread that 90. 11 plus 12 plus 13 plus 14 plus 15 plus 16 plus 17. So you see, plus 17, you are going past the 90. So you can decide to reduce this 17 to 16, reduce this to 10, reduce this to 9. Okay, sorry, not 9, 10. And reduce this 16. Just remove, make sure that if you maybe you make this place 15, then you make 10. So you see, just to show if you add everything together, it gives you that 90 so that you have some margin calls. But you apply the same procedure to put all the decimals on the first call to the seventh call. So this is how you manipulate. Let's get the concept. When you get the concept, you can apply it for any small capital. This is for those that have small capital and still want to be making money downtrend, right? We don't want a situation where you are just making money uptrend and maybe the market goes against you and nothing is coming dropping. So I will make some people start going, my market, I'm not making money. That's why we came up with these tactics. We have these tactics. It's not people don't have it before. But we just we don't want to go by just people that have big capital. If you have small capital, you can still be maintaining money. Actually, not just for only those that have big capital. If you have small capital and you have patience, you can still be making money. So long as you understand what is going on. So you can see how I just manipulate the idea for small capital. You can apply this for anything that is below $200. Now, $200, between $200 and $800, you use 5 margin calls. How? Somebody is having $200. I say you use 25% of your capital, which is what? $50. If you're using $200, 25% of $200 will give you what? $50. I'll just do one between 200 and 800. Use the same tactics. 5 margin calls. 5 margin calls. This one I just did is for those that have small capital. You can just decide to spread it across this so that you still be making money. Small money is coming, small. That's it. Now, what about those that have $200 and $800? How do you go about it? The same way. Just go and make sure you are using 5 margin calls. Just change it 7 to 5. Then first buying amount. For instance, somebody is having what? $200. Just 25% of 200 will give you 50. Then you now come back and change, go to the margin configuration, just type 0.2. If you do the same 0.2, you use Fibonacci. It is from that $200 that you can use Fibonacci. This one I just did, there's nothing like Fibonacci here. They're just trying to manipulate the amount of money across the calls so that if the market goes against you, you still be making money. If it doesn't go against you, you still make money. Now, from that $200, that's when you start applying my Fibonacci, where you see 1, 2, 8. Now, these are Fibonacci numbers. These are Fibonacci numbers. How do you compute the first one? What you are going to put on the first margin call? Plus 3 plus 5 plus 8 gives you 19. 1 divided by 19. By the time you take 50 out of 200, you are left with 150. 1 divided by 19 times 150. 1 divided by 19. 1 divided by 19. 19. 50. Okay. Now, 1 divided by 19 times by the first buying amount 2. If you round it up to 1 decimal place, you have 0.2. So you have 0.2 here. The second one, 2 divided by 19. 2 divided by 19 times 150. Divided by what? Times 150 divided by 50. You have 0.3. So that's why I put 0.3 here. 0.3. Like that. 3 divided by 19 times 150 divided by 50, you have 0.5, 0.5, you have 0.5. Then the next one, 5 divided by 19, 5 divided by 19 times 150. You have 39 divided by what? Divided by 50, you have 0.8, 0.8, 0.8. Then the last one, 8 divided by 19, 8 divided by 19 times 150. You have 63. Divided by first by, which is 50, 1.2. You use 1.2, not 1.3. Because if you use 1.3, by the time you add everything together, it's not going to give you that 200. So you have 1.2. You know, if you do approximate, this one is giving you 1.3 on the calculator, but don't use 1.3, use 1.2. Now, let me tell you, if you go to your calculator now, in order to confirm if you're correct, you have 0.2 plus 0.3 plus 0.5 plus 0.8 plus 1.2 is giving you 3. I say you always add a constant, which is 1 to it, plus 1, then times the first bar, which is 50. You can see you have 200. So you can see with your 200, you can start applying Fibonacci tactics. Fibonacci tactics. So anything between 200 and 800, just use this and your fifth margin call. And make sure you pick the signal just the way we used to pick signal, which I think I'll try and see if I can get one to just show us a sample, right? Now that's how you do it. This is how you set your robot. Everything remains 0.1, 0.1, everything here remains 0.2. Anybody that watch our YouTube, you find out that we always use 0.1 here. That's all. Your distributed take profit allocation is 1.3% for the, even for the 100, anything below 200 and anything beyond 200 and above. This is how you set it. But the most important thing is this is the heart and success of every trade, this margin configuration. If you don't know how to set this, you begin to face challenges, begin to face problems on trades. Now, this is for what? This is for 200, between 200 and 800. Use this. But 800 and above, when I say 200 and 800, you use 5 margin calls. But $800 and above, $800 and above, you can use 7 margin calls steady. 7 margin calls steady. $800 and above. Let's say somebody has, now this is for 200 and above. I hope everybody gets what I'm doing here. But $800 and above, somebody, a client came to you and just like today, somebody, I set up somebody's account. Now that's $808. Right? Somebody came to you and he wants to trade and he has $800 per coin. You can decide to say, okay, minimum number of coin is 3, maximum is 10. Okay, he has 800. You can just, or maybe you say he has, let's say he has 800 in 3 places. You can say, okay, trade 3 coins, 7 margin calls. Why? Because you are boosting the probability of selling a day. There is no coin that you will not sell. Once you follow the tactics, there's no coin that you will not sell. A strategy that works in the bearish season can work in any other season. That's why we stick to it. We don't change it. Now you have $800. And from the tactics, $800 and above, you can use 7 margin calls. This is for 5 margin calls, minimum 5 margin calls. Then what? 7 margin calls, you can just go and change this to 7 margin calls because the client says he has $800 he wants to use. 25% of $800 will give us 200. If I'm not mistaken, when you go to your calculator and you punch your calculator, 25%, 25 divided by 100 times 800 will give you 200. So you can see 25% of 800 is 200. Then you now go 7 margin call, changes this. This is tentative. This take profit is tentative, depending on how you analyze the coin. So you can see every other thing remains 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. The reported take profit allocation is 1.3, 1.3, 1.3. Then you go to margin call, which is the heart and soul of success of every trade, heart and soul of every trade. If this is now, you come to this page, use your what are you using? You're using 1, 2, Fibonacci numbers, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. Somebody will say, how do you came about this number? If you add 1 plus 2, it gives you 3. That's why you're having 3 here. That's why you have 3 here. And if you want to get the next number, 3 plus 5, 2, we give you 5. If you want to get the next number, 5 plus 8, we give you 5 plus 3, we give you 8. That's how you get it. That's how you generate these numbers. Now, what do you do next? You don't say, okay, you just go to your calculator. You don't say, okay, 1 divided by 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 8 plus 13 plus 21. So you see, you have 153. So we have now, if you remove 200 from 800, you are left to 600. 1 divided by 53 times 600. You have $11. Divided by what? First buy, which is 200. You now have 0.06. 0.06. So you now go back to this and remove 0.06. You go to the next one, 2 divided by 53 times 600. You have what? 22 divided by what? First buy, which is what? 200. You have 0.11. 0.1. Don't forget, if it's an iPhone, you can only use one decimal place. So you need to round this up to one decimal place. The next one is 3. 3 divided by 53 times 600. You have what? 33. Divided by 200. You have 0.17. 0.17. So you have 0.17. Yeah. The next one, you have 5. 5 divided by 53 times 600 divided by 200, which is the first by 0.28. 0.28. So you have 0.28 here. Next one, you have 8. 8 divided by 53 times 600. Times 600, you have what? 90. Divided by 200, you have 0.45. You have 0.45. 0.45. Next one, you have what? 13. 13 divided by 53 times 600. You have 147. Divided by what? Divided by 200. You have 0.74. 0.74. You have 0.74. Then the last one, 21 divided by 53 times 600. You have what? Divided by 200. You have what? 1.2. 1.19. 1.19. So you see, by the time you add everything together, 0.06, 0.06 plus 0.11 plus 0.17 plus 0.17 plus 0.28, 0.28 plus 0.45, 0.45 plus 0.74 plus 1.19 plus 1.19. So you see, you have 3. You have 3. By the time you now add 1, which is a constant to it, you always add 1 after adding everything together. You have 4. Multiply by the first by, which is 200. You can see you have your 800. That means you are correct. If you do it and you're not, it's not giving you 800, the same procedure, that means something is wrong. You need to check your calculation. So you see, if you have done that, it means you'll be making money on the 5th, 6th, 7th call. You're making cool cash. Cool cash. Anything that if it comes down to that place, my brother, you don't be seeing movement, minting money, because you have a higher probability of sale on these 3 areas. Right? So 800 and above, you can use this. 800 and above, you can use this. Now, which the last thing I want to show, which is why I say you should stay, you can't see this anywhere. If you're still following me, please type a 1 on the chat or type yes on the chat. If you're still following what I'm doing, type 1 on the chat. Okay. Okay, so I have everyone is following me. I will respond to your question. The point I say the problem is 110 plus 11 plus equals to 60 instead of 75. I say you increase the number of calls. I think I've addressed that. So I think you're trying to say.
No, Coach Sadesu, he was trying to correct you from the mistake, which you already addressed. So not worry about that.
Then the last thing I want to show is you have somebody that has 1,400 or 1,500 and above, 800 and above. You can use what is called 50 margin calls. 50 margin calls. This is mind blowing. Somebody that has good cash, somebody has $10,000 and he say he wants to trade, and he don't want the situation where I want to be seeing money, as in even the market, let the market be red. I want to see money, yo. Somebody can tell you that. If you meet some different kind of clients, they will tell you they have the cash, but I want to be seeing money daily. Yes, you can. You can set it for him, right? But the question now is, how do you set it if you don't have the skill? That's the skill we are teaching here. Now, you can use 50 margin calls. T-Motion International has 3 tactics of trading. The first one is minimum 5 margin calls. Second one is maximum 7 margin. The last one is what we want to show you here. 50 margin calls. Now, if you are using 50 margin calls, the call drop will be 25%. Now, how you pick the coin is not the same way you pick the coin when you are trading 5 margin calls or 7 margin calls. How you're going to pick it is not the same. Now, I will show you the settings, then we'll now go back to the chart. I will show you how you pick for 5 and 7 margin calls. Then I'll show you how you pick for 50 margin calls. Then we'll call it a day. Now, let's set it. 50 margin calls. Somebody say he has 1,400, or he has 800 and above, because you can decide to use 750 for this 50 margin calls. Now, what am I saying? I changed this first buying amount. I changed it. Babe.
Hello, Kusaritu, we lost your audio. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Sorry. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Now, you change this place to 15, right? The reason why we desire, if you want to really enjoy this 15 margin call, is when you have like 1.5. That's when you really enjoy. You're enjoying it well and reasonably. Now, first buying amount, I change it to 15. 7 margin call, I change it to 50. Take profit, I think you would agree with me that this take profit is the way you analyze the coin on the chart. Now, I change this place to 0.1, 0.01, 0.01, 0.01. Now I go to margin configuration. I want to use 25% call drop. So I will now say, if I say 50 divided by 25, you give me, sorry, 50, 0.5. If I say I'm using 0.5 per call drop, that's 0.5 times 50 will give me 25. So I'll just go to this place and change it to 0.5. 0.5. 0.5. Like that, up to the end. Let me just use the one I've already set up. I'll just use this one. If you go to this place, margin configuration, you see 0.2, 0.5, up to the end, 50th margin call. So this is covers for 25% call drop. Then when I come to multiple buy-in ratio, I just put 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 up to the end. Confirm. You can see my chart, 0. You see this place? I'm using 0.01, 0.0, because I want to boost the probability of sell quickly. 0.01. You can see it. Now, what do I do next? Distributed take profit allocation. I leave it at 1.3. I leave it at 1.3, 1.3 all. Now, it means that I need to allocate 15. Since I'm using $15 as first buy, I need to allocate times 50, $750 for this 50 margin call. I need to put $750 for one coin. So I'm using one coin. Now, it means that from the 5th margin call to the 50th margin call, I can make 1.3 divided by 100 times $15. This is what I can do. This robot can do this. Like I say, is for those that has big capital, like 1.5 for a coin. If you're using 750, yes, you can use it for 800 and above, like 750, 800 and above. Or if you're using small capital, you can't enjoy this. What you can enjoy is for 7 and 5 margin call. But if you have 1.5 for a coin and above, or 1.4. Anything above 800, you can use it. But if you really want to enjoy it, is if you have 2,000 for one coin, 2,000 for one coin, or 1.5 for one coin, anything like that. That's when you enjoy it. That's when you enjoy this. Now, if you have that, how do you do this? Now you can see I just did it. Now, if it does it 10 times, you can see you have 1.95. But the question is, if your capital is small, you really will not enjoy this. You have to stick to the 7 margin call, 5 margin call. But if your capital is big, like 1.5 for a coin, or 2,000 for a coin, or 1.2 for a coin, all you just need to do, if you want to know what you're going to put as first buy, somebody come to you and say, me, I have $1,800, and I want to use this 50 margin call tactics that you say. You just go to your calculator. So if you want to know what you're going to put as first buying amount, just go to your calculator. Okay, this guy has $1,800 and he wants to use 50 margin call. Now, what are you going to do? You just go and say, okay. You now say 1,800 divided by 50. You can see you have 36. So 36 will be your first buy-in amount. So that by the time you now say 36 times 50, you have 1,800. 36 will now be your first buy-in amount. If the client say, no, me, I have 2,500 I can put for a coin, you just go and say, okay, 2,500 divided by 50 because you're using 50 margin call. You have $50 for $50 for the first buy. I will tell you why this thing really works and why you can enjoy it. Now, you have $50 and how you can manipulate it. Now, you have $50 as first buy. You can see that means it covered up for what? From the first call to the 50th call. Now, it means that if you can take 1.3 divided by 100 times 50, 0.65. You can do this 10 times. You can do it 15 times, depending on the coin you are trading. Coins like, I will mention the coins that are very volatile that you can use it to cash, no stress, and how the market moves your money. But it all depends on how you pick the coin, for which I will show you guys. Now, confirm. You have to set everything up. Everything is set. Confirm. I will come back to this. There's something that I will explain. Save. You're done. You're done. You've saved. You saved your 50 margin cost. Like I say, if you have big capital, 1,500, 200, 2,000, that's when you enjoy this. Now, how do you pick a coin when you have 5 margin call or 7 margin call? Go to your chart. If I go to my chart, I'm looking for a coin that I want to trade now. Let's go. Oh, you're looking for a 1 hour chart, but you want to trade on the 1 hour. You're looking for a coin on the 1 hour chart that is pointing up. You want to trade on the 1 hour. Sorry, I didn't search for a coin before for this. That's why it will take some time. Just give me some time to get one good one, so that we'll use it as a sample to explain to everyone. Sorry. Let's search. This is Shiba Inu. Oh, let's see if you can get one that is good, so that we use it as sample. Oh, okay. So I think we really will not get a signal that we can use as sample. Okay, this is one good one, but it's not really satisfying what we were looking for. Not really. So in order not to waste much of our time, if you want to trade with 5 margin calls, how do you pick the signal? You just go to your chart. You're looking for a coin that the stochastic is pointing up. You want to trade on the 1 hour. The stochastic is pointing up, and the candle has come to touch the minus 61, or sorry, 61.8 or 50. Before you enter, you still yet to get something like that. Sorry. Okay, so I think I'll just pick one and describe what it is. Instead of wasting time. Let me pick sun. I think sun is a good one. In color, sun is a good one. Sun, check sushi. Now, let's see. It's not really, okay, I can use 1 day. So, okay, look at sun. Now, see, what are we looking for? This is sun. We trade on 1 day, 4 hour, and 1 hour. I'll use this as a sample because now, see, let's see, I'll see. Use this as a sample or cover. Let me just use cover. Cover USDT Binance. Cover. Now, what are we looking for? I think cover was the signal I dropped for 7% and it's about to drop 7%. I use this line to monitor the trade. Now, what are we saying? What are we looking for? If you want to trade on the 1 hour, you confirm on 4 hour. If you want to trade on 4 hour, you confirm on 1 day. That's how it works, right? Now, look at cover. It's on 4 hour. I want to pick a signal the same way you pick signal for 5 margin calls and 7 margin calls. They are the same. They're not different, right? Now, I want to trade cover. If I want to pick it on the 1 hour, let's see on the 1 hour, the stochastic is already on the sell zone, this place here. I can't trade on the 1 hour. But if I go to the 4 hour, the stochastic is already on the sell zone. You can see I can't trade on the 4 hour, right? But if I go on the 1 day, you see it on the 1 day, the stochastic is pointing up. That is one condition. You hardly trade on the 1 day. Sometimes we trade, mostly we trade on 1 hour because we want our trade quickly, all those close off. Now you see, I'm just using this 1 day because it actually explain, give a perfect description of what we want to look for in a trade, right? Now, look at this 1 day. The first condition for you to pick a coin, if you're using 5 margin call or 7 margin call, I've just explained the tag capital. If you're using 5 margin call or 7 margin call, the first condition is stochastic has to point up. Stochastic has to point up, which is this. Stochastic has to point up. Take note of that. You can see it's pointing up now. That's one condition. The second one is, yes, if this is an uptrend, why? Because 0 is at the top, 0 at the top, 100 at the bottom, we say that is an uptrend. That's uptrend. We don't pick a coin. If you see a coin on an uptrend, it will come and touch this area or this one or this 61.8. But we don't pick a coin until it come and touch this 61.8 or 50. When it touches it, before it start to go up, that's when we enter. Which is why you hardly see our floating loss being, hardly see your signal, RQTMI signal being a mess. Hardly see it like that. So since you can see the candle, it has even gone below to touch this to 78.6, which makes it good, right? But like I say, this is 1 day. I will confirm in 1 week. If you're trading on 4 hour, confirm on 1 day. If you're trading on 1 hour, confirm on 4 hour. Now, what is the confirmation on the 1 day? Is what I'm telling you now. You can see the first condition is met, is on uptrend, and it has even gone to touch the 78 0.6%, right? If case not, this coin can even deliver before this class closes. You can see they're about to touch the area. Is if you are trading this coin, if you have picked the signal, you should be on 5% floating loss, floating profit, sorry. If you pick the signal with us. Now, what are we saying? We'll just go. We have met the condition. It has gone, that's the condition. You pick your price range, measure your take profit. If you want to measure your take profit, don't forget, it's now up to you. It can go and touch the zero line. It's now up to you, your greed level. We don't need to be greedy. 5%, 7%, 10%. Highest, we don't go beyond 20%. If you check our signal, our description of our signal, we say 5 to 20%. Some mostly daily profit, take profit is 5%. So it's now up to you. If you want to go and be greedy, it's now up to you. So you can see, I can take my 5% now, measure my take profit of as 5%, you see it. But if you want to measure your call drop, you can see I've measured my take profit as 5%. You can see, I know that it can go up, but because of my greed level, I don't, if you want to enjoy cryptocurrency trading based on RQTMI strategy, you have to remove greed. Greediness is what makes some people fall in the mess. 1 to 5% take profit. Sometimes you can take between 5 to 20%, depending on the market. Now, we are taking 5%. Mostly with you can see our signal, most of the time it's 5%. It doesn't go, most of the time it's difficult to go beyond 5%. But sometimes you see it beyond the 5% because of the way the situation is. But we don't go between 5 beyond that 20% that we're saying in our signal description. Now we measure our take profit. You must always come and draw your call drop on the 4 hour. Even if you're trading on 1 hour and you're confirmed, make sure you draw your call drop on the 4 hour. If you want to draw it on the 1 day, the call drop will be big. So you come back to 4 hour. You can see the 4 hour. Now you measure your call drop. You measure your call drop to what? What do you measure it for? To 38. We say you measure it to 38 or 61, isn't it? This is to 38 minus 38 or 61. But the question is, the issue now is it has gone, admin is on that zero line. That's when you measure it to that place. If it was on the zero line, you measure to 31. But because it has gone past that zero line, even before, but it's yet to touch the 38.2, it has gone past that zero line. That is why we are going to measure to stop to, we can measure to stop at 23.6. Somebody will say, but this call drop is big. Yes, no problem, it's big. We leave it at that. When floating loss has dealt with you in the past, you will know and understand why we are using this big margin call drop. The most important point to note is our 25% is already there of our capital. So even if it doesn't, we are interested in that 25% for it to buy and sell it. But even if it doesn't, we are using this call drop to protect ourselves in case it goes against us. We are still in the market and we are still safe and we can't be in a mess. That's why we do this. I repeat, we measure our call drop. If it is on the zero line, we measure to 38 or 61. But because it has gone past that zero line, that's why I'm going to measure stop at 23.6. So you see, I have 23.52. So I can decide to divide it by 5, or if I'm using 5 margin call, then divide it by 7 if I'm using 7 margin call. So you can see, I just measure my take profit now, and I just measure my take profit, and I just measure my call drop. You could see. That's it. That is how you measure. That is how you always, even if that's how you take you analyze a coin and go and trade if you're using 5 and 7 margin calls, right? Now, like I say, if you're trading on 1 hour, draw your call drop on 4 hour. If you're trading on 1 day, draw your call drop on 4 hour, just like I just did now. You can't find yourself in a mess if you follow these tactics, right? I'm not saying this is the best. This is the way we trade, right? Other teams, every team has their way. Everybody has their way of trading. But this is how we trade. We're making our money. And we're not in a mess. So now, the last part of the class is the one that you are going to use 50 margin call, which is not the same way you're going to take the coin. Now, I will show you guys Now, if you go to, let me go to Acro. Now, if you want that tactics I don't show you guys now is for 5 and 7 margin call, I repeat. But if you want to use the 50 margin call that I don't show you guys, 50 margin calls I don't show you guys, you can come to 1 hour. We trade, you can check it on 1 hour. If the stochastic is going down, you are looking for a stochastic that is going down like this area. See, a stochastic that is going down, that is in between the orange line and the green line. It's going down. I repeat, if you are taking a signal for the 50 margin call, you can come and check on the 1 hour. Stochastic is going down. Is between the orange line. Let me change this color to black, to blue, sorry. Is between the orange line and the green line. I'm talking about this. Talking about this line here, this stochastic that is coming down. Assuming it's coming down is here. Now you see it's going down, it's in between that place. Then you go to the 4 hour to confirm. That's where you now confirm all the other things. The candle has not gone to touch the 61.8%. That is one. As you can see, the current candle has not gone to touch it. It's still yet to go and touch it. As you can see, this is the current candle. Let me enlarge it so that you see. The current candle has not gone to touch. You see it. See, it has not gone to touch the 61.8 line. We have a reason why we are doing that. This is grid trading in a way. This is grid trading, but we're manually putting it by ourselves. Now, it has not gone to touch the 61.8% line. That is one. I repeat, you go to the 1 hour chart. You're looking for a stochastic that is going down and is between the orange line and the green line. That is one. Green means buy. Now, the orange line is between the halfway in between buyer and seller. Now, you come to the 4 hour. As you come to the 4 hour, the candle has not gone to touch the 61.8% line. That is one condition which you have met. And two, you measure from that price. If it has not gone to touch the 61, you measure from that place. If you measure it, you can see. You can see the call drop 20%, 25%. You see it? It means that if the market goes to 25% from that price, you are still in the market because you're using 50 margin calls. So any movement from this area and this area, 0.5, it will just be buying and selling for you, buying and selling for you, buying and selling for you, pending when it will now go and sell completely. Now your take profit, which is the whole position take profit now, will be what? Will now be from the current price to 61.8. From the current price to 61.8. You see, to 61.8 here, which is 7.8% take profit. So if it doesn't go to that area, it will not sell everything. Don't forget, it's still on one shot, not on circle. It's on one shot. So if it doesn't go to that area, it will not sell everything. So long as it's in between this area, these black lines I just drew, talking about these black lines, so long as the market is still within that place, you'll be making money. Buying and selling for you, buying and selling for you. It's now up to you. You can decide to go and put more money between 5 and 15 margin call. Adjust it, because within that 5 and 15 margin call, it can be doing crazy in a madness there. You can decide after you have put your money for 15 margin call, $15, then 1,500. You can go and inject more money on between that 5th and 15 margin call. You'll just be seeing movement, serious money coming within that place before eventually selling off. You get my point? So this is how you do it. This is how you did. But when you come to the 4 hour chart, once you look for that stochastic on the 1 hour, you don't need to come and check the stochastic on the 4 hour. No. All you just need to check is this, and you don't need to even use Bollinger Band here. All you just need to check is, has it gone to touch the 61.8? If it has not, you measure to that 61 as your take profit, your take profit ratio. Then you measure downward. You can see if it goes down, you are still in the market. So serious money to be made if you have capital. Like I say, all you just need to do after you've done that, you just go to your Royal Q. Maybe the person has 3,000 or let's say $5,000, and you have used 1.5 to cover up. Then you can go and say, okay, after that 1.5, what is left? The leftover is what? The leftover is 5,000 minus $1,500. So you have $3,500. You can spread this 3,500 across between that 5 and 10 margin call. So you now divide by 10. You now have $350. $350 from that 5th call, 6th call up to the 15th call. It means you would have $350, $350 instead of what? $15. So as it's moving between that area, it's going to be giving you what? Times 0.013, $4. If it does this 20 times, that's $91 on your $5,000 in one day. This thing can do it because you're taking profit of 1.3%. If it's moving between that area. Now, let me go to the Royal Q. Now, I will just do, okay, 15 margin call change. Now, you can decide to say, okay, you can decide to change this 0.5 to 0.2 so that it will quickly buy 0.2. Now, if you remove that, if you remove 0.3 from this 0.5, you have, how many 0.3 did you remove? You remove 4 0.3. Then you go back and add 0.3 at the end. It's here become 0.8, so that you see have your 25% call drop, 0.8. So you now, on the 5th to 7th margin call, on the 5th to 7th margin call, 50. Here, if you're using 15, here it will be $15. So you now change it to what? To 350. You want to put 350. How do you put it? Now you want to say, okay, your first buy is 15, right? And that place is 1. What are you going to multiply 15 with to give you 350? So it's now going to be 350 divided by 15. So you have 23.3 divided by first buy, which is 15. So you have 1.5. So if you say 1.5 times 15, will give you what? No, sorry. You have 15 as first buy. So you have 350 divided by 15. You have 23.3. 23.3. So you are going to put 23.3 on the 5th margin call. If you are using, you want to put 350 there, because when you say 23.3 times 15, will give you 350. So you're not going to put 23.3 on the 5th margin call. 23.3 like that up to the 10th margin call, 23.3. So up to the 15th margin call. 15th margin call. So you see, if it's moving around that 5th to 15th margin call and it's giving you 1.3%, it means that 1.3 divided by 100 times 350, $4 times, it does it 10 times, that's $45 on your $5,000. It does it, you will see madness there because of the fact that the call drop you are taking is 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, and your take profit is 1.3%. So imagine if you do it 25 times, that's $113, like that. Now, coins that you can use these tactics for is like MDX, Acro, WRX, Gala, Ant, COS, all these are REF, all these are volatile coins, Kava, Kava, all these are volatile coins that they can be doing madness. When I say madness, they can, Sun is also there. I think our last one. Lastly, you can also do it on. Did
you mention Acro?
Acro, yes. Acro, Sun, Sushi, Kava, MDX, Ref. COS, YFII, all these are very volatile coins. They can be doing madness there. So you see, so long as you don't even care how the market moves. In fact, we are even saying market fall, you are still making money. Because if we challenge the market fall now, what concern you? You are still making your money because as long as it's moving between this range, it's moving between that great robot Royalty brought grid trading. On that grid trading, you are not seeing it. You're just putting your money. It will be the one to form this grid for you, tell you the grid. But here you are doing it manually, and you're knowing what you're doing, how the market is moving for you to take and join the market. As long as it's moving from this place, between this place here, these two areas here, as long as it's moving, even if market is falling, something happened in the market, it will go down. As long as it's moving in this area, you are still in the market and you're still making your money. So in this case, there's no how you not make money in a day. Absolutely no how. Because of what is happening and how you have set it. I want to believe everybody understand this. If you have any question, you can unmute and ask me. Time for questions.
All right, Coach Salisu, so in addition to what you said, please let them know in case they don't, for those that may not understand what you mean by call drop. So what call drop means is drop in price. The way crypto is volatile, it means if for example, you're using 0.5, if it drops down in price by 0.5, it will buy. If it drops down by 0.5, it will buy. So that is what we are all referring as, or what Coach Salisu is referring to as call drop. All right, so you can ask your questions, please. If you also want to speak up, you can unmute yourself and speak up, or you can drop your question on the chat box so that we can see your questions. Thank you so much, Coach Salisu. You have really done justice to tonight's session, and please feel free wherever it's not clear to you. I know sometimes it might be fast, so please ask your questions. And in order for you to really get this thing right, you need to go and watch the recording. It's going to be uploaded on our channel, and then the link will be provided for all of you in the group so that I can go and rewatch. You can watch this like 2 to 3 times to get a full understanding of what we have talked about tonight. So please ask your questions. You could also raise up your hands, your digital hands, so that you can be unmuted. Okay, so do we take it as everybody got it clear, no questions tonight? Coach Salisu, it seems we don't have questions for tonight too. Everybody got it right. That's awesome.
That's awesome. So I think we call it a day. Don't forget, this is a skill that if you have it, you can't be out of cash except if you don't have a full smartphone and internet.
All right, thank you all for
if you
someone said on the chat that the teaching is clear. Yeah, I like that. Thank you so much. Okay, you can proceed, Mr. Salisu.
So as I was saying, this is a skill. If you want to put your money somewhere and you don't want to do anything, think about it. What if that system breaks down in one day? It means you are going back to zero because you're not having a place again where you can put your money. But RoyalQ is a place that if you have the skill, even if RoyalQ, we know that so long as crypto exists, RoyalQ exists. But let's just bring that 1%, say RoyalQ does not exist again. You still have the skill. You can still be trading cryptocurrency in your exchange.
Not only the skill, and your money is still with you.
Your money is still with you. You see, that's why we take RoyalQ like, as in we don't play with this business. It's the best business in the whole world. I used to say this because you don't need to give anybody your money. That's 1, 2. You're not paying tax. You don't need to go and say I need CAC certificate to open any company. You don't need to employ people to say I want to pay salary. There's nothing like that here. Like you're not paying tax. You get. That's why we say it is the best. Anywhere you are going to, even if you are going to Port Harcourt or you are going to Abuja or you are going traveling outside Nigeria to Dubai, your business is in your pocket. Anything that happens, you are making your money. Anytime, any day, you can cash out your money. That's why we call it the best business in the world. So it's now up to you. Thank you very much. Coach Mo, I think you will call it a day here.
All right. Thank you so much once again, Coach Sadisu. And thank you so much for all your time. And we really appreciate your time here. So we always do this every Wednesdays for technical trainings, and then Saturdays for prospects meeting or training. Okay, so please, like I said, go and rewatch this over and over again to get it right. Even if you've gotten it right, you can still rewatch just to refresh whatever has been said here tonight. So have a great night's rest, and see you some other day. Bye-bye.